Hey, what's up, y'all? And it is time to make my picks for this week's college football game. So here we go. We're gonna start out with Friday night. We got San Diego State at number 15, 18 in my poll. Boise State. Boise State is a 23.5 point favorite. No, I really haven't gotten to watch much Boise State this year. I think the only Boise State game that I've watched was their opener against Georgia Southern, because all of Boise's most of Boise's games have been coming on late, like 10 o'clock, 10:30. So, but yeah, this one actually comes on at a reasonable time. So anyway, of course, Ashton Jeanty will be in full force in this game. So I mean, I have no doubt that Boise State wins and wins comfortably. However, about the points, I mean, Boise State has only beaten one FBS opponent by more than 23 points, and that was Utah State. On the other hand, San Diego State's biggest losses were both by 21 points against Oregon State and Cal. So, yeah, so I'm actually going to take San Diego State and the points. Let's see. Next, we got some noon games on Saturday. Number 4, Ohio State at number 3, Penn State. This is the biggest game of the week right here, and it's a noon game. Yeah, big noon kickoff on Fox. Ohio State is a 3-point favorite. It's still up in the air who's going to be Penn State's quarterback, whether it's going to be Drew Aller or Bo Pribula. It's going to be a game time decision, but right now it's looking like it's probably going to be Pribula. And I mean, yes, he did play good when he came in at against Penn State. But it's totally different coming into the game when the backup gets hurt and you're thrown into starter gets hurt and you're thrown into the game versus all week preparing to start, knowing that you're going to be the starter. I mean, Penn State hasn't beat Ohio State since 2016. Ryan Day has never lost to Penn State. So yeah, just can't trust Penn State here until I actually see Penn State actually beat Ohio State. I've got to go with Ohio State and those 3 points. All right, next, how about number 24 in my poll, Duke, at number 5, Miami. Miami is a 20-point favorite. I mean, I think Miami wins, obviously. However, I think Duke covers. I mean, Miami has only beaten one ACC team by 20 plus, and that was against Florida State. So, yeah, I think Duke covers. Let's see, next, how about number 19, 20 in my poll, Ole Miss at Arkansas. Ole Miss is an 8-point favorite. And yeah, this is a classic trap game for Ole Miss. Yeah, don't get caught looking ahead to Georgia next week. But yeah, I still think Ole Miss will win this game. I mean, Ole Miss should win this game. I think they are the better, team, the more talented roster. So I'm just gonna take Ole Miss and lay the 8 points. All right, next, Minnesota at number 24, 25 in my poll. Illinois. Minnesota is a 3-point favorite, and I can't really figure out why Illinois is a home underdog to Minnesota. I think both these teams are evenly matched. However, Illinois it is the home team, so it's supposed to be when both teams look about even, then the home team should be favored. I think both of these offenses are about the same. Luke Altmaier and Brosmer. Look pretty close, pretty similar in stats. But yeah, I think I'm going to go with Illinois with the money line. All right, let's see. I'll take the Fighting Brett Bielema's. Let's see. Next up, of course, we got Vanderbilt at Auburn. Auburn is a 7.5-point favorite, and Vandy's quarterback, Diego Pavia, has never lost to the state of Alabama. Guess you remember last year when he was at New Mexico State, he beat Auburn. Of course, this year at Vandy, he beat Alabama. Now this year he's going back to Auburn with a different team. Yeah, I think he does it again. I think Vandy pulls off the upset and gets bowl eligible for the first time since 2018. Let's see, next, how about, now move on to the 3:30 games. We got Florida at number 2, Georgia. Georgia is a 14.5-point favorite. Yes, I do think we'll win by more than 14, so I think that we will cover. All right, next, how about Oregon and Michigan, and Oregon is a 14.5-point favorite. I think Oregon wins big here. Yeah, just think that Michigan won't be able to move the ball and score, enough to keep up with Oregon. So anyway, let's see. We got Texas Tech at number 11, 13 in my poll. Iowa State is a 13.5-point favorite. I do think Iowa State wins. I mean, how can you root against Iowa State? I mean, unless maybe you're an Iowa fan. But anyway, I do think that at Texas Tech, I mean, they are a decent offensive team. So I think Iowa State wins this in a shootout. I think Texas Tech covers. All right, let's see. Next, we got number 13, 10 in my poll, Indiana, at Michigan State. Indiana is an 8-point favorite, and now we're hearing that Curtis Rourke may actually be back to start this game. I mean, Curt Cignetti said that they were optimistic that he could be back. So, but anyway, I don't think it really matters who plays quarterback, whether it's Curtis Rourke or Taven Johnson. I think that Indiana has no breaks, and I think they cover. Let's see. Next, we got right. We're moving into the into the primetime games. We got number 10, 12 in my poll, Texas A&M at South Carolina. A&M is a 3-point favorite, and A&M is the undisputed number 1 in the SEC, and yeah, I think that they're going to defend that title this week. I'll take A&M and the 3 points. Let's see. Next, we got Louisville at number 11, 8 in my poll, Clemson. Clemson is a 10-point favorite, and I'm going to go with the Tater Man here. I mean, Clemson has just been on a tear since that opening loss to Georgia. You know, they're blowing everybody out. They're beating everyone by at least 16 points. Yeah, I think this will be no exception. I think Clemson keeps it rolling, and I'll give them the 10. Let's see. Next, we got Wisconsin at Iowa. Both of these teams sitting at 5-3. The winner gets bowl eligible. Iowa is a 3-point favorite, but you know what? I'm actually going to take Wisconsin here with the road upset. All right. Next, how about USC at Washington? Yep, some two Pac-12 teams in the Big 12. Excuse me, the Big 10. Yeah, two Pac-12 teams in the Big 10. USC favored by 2.5. You know what? I think that Washington wins this one. You know, they're at home, and they really need this win to get bowl eligible, because they still got to play Penn State and Oregon, both on the road. They're not winning either one of those games, so they need this win, and then they also need to beat UCLA, and I think they will take Washington on the money line. All right, so next, I think that USC still has Nebraska and UCLA coming up. I think that that they will beat both of them and still get bowl eligible. Anyway, how about Kentucky at number 7, 9 in my poll, Tennessee. Tennessee is a 17.5 point favorite. And I don't even see how Tennessee, how Kentucky is even going to be able to score in this game. It's going to be kind of like the 10 they put up against Auburn, or the 12 against Georgia, the 13 against Vandy. I mean, it'll be similar score like that for Kentucky. I think that all Nico just has to manage the game. Don't throw in any interceptions. I think Dylan Sampson runs all over Kentucky, just like Jarquez Hunter did, and Tennessee wins big. I think they cover the 17.5. Let's see. Next, you've got number 18, 14 in my poll, Pitt. At number 20, 19 in my poll, SMU. SMU is a 7.5 point favorite. But you know what? I'm actually going to take Pitt on the money line. And about Pitt and SMU. I don't really, get what the big deal is, besides this being at SMU. I don't really see why everyone thinks that SMU is so much better than Pitt. I think that they're pretty evenly matched. Actually, you got Eli Holstein and was named Kevin Jennings. I think I'd rather have Holstein, because he's got more yards, more touchdowns. Let's see. Also, last week SMU turned the ball over 6 times against Duke. Syracuse, Pitt's defense created 5 turnovers against Syracuse. So, yeah, I think Pitt stays undefeated and beats SMU. Anyway, all right, so it's going to be it. So let me know what y'all think in the comments below, and thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all again next time.